What's up? IAMOBG. So Buffalo Trace releases the Antique Collection once a year in the month of September. Now these are the oldest whiskeys that they make right after Peppy Van Winkle. But what is the actual Antique Collection? Well, it's composed of 5 different whiskeys. Let's look at the actual lineup. The first one is the William LaRue Weller. Now this is a minimum of 12-year-old and it is proofed at 134.5 in the 2020 release. In the 2019 release, it was at 128 proof, and in 2018, it was at 125.7. Now, this will set you back a minimum of $2,500. Then there's the Thomas H. Handy Rye. Now, this is a 6-year-old rye that is cask strength, and the proof in 2020 was at 129. In 2019, it was at 125.7, and in 2018, it was at 128.8. Now, this will cost you a minimum of $900 all the way up to $1,500 depending on the market that you're in. Then there's the George T. Stagg. Now, this is a minimum 15-year-old at cask strength. Once again, the 2020 was at 130.4, the 2019 was at 116.9, and the 2018 was at 124.9. Now, this one will set you back a minimum of $1,200 all the way back to $2,500. Then they make the Sazerac 18-year-old. Now this is always proofed at 90, and this one is the one that everybody wants when it comes to rye. This will set you back between $2,000 to $3,000, once again, depending on the market that you're in. And finally, they make the Eagle Rare 17-year-old. Now this is proof at 101, but before 2018, it used to be proofed at 90. This will set you back between $2,000 to $3,000, once again, depending on the market that you're in. Now, we don't know the actual mash bill to these since Buffalo Trace does not release any of the mash bill for any of these whiskeys. Now, why is that? Well, who knows? Maybe they're trying to protect this super secretive recipe that no one cares about. And as a consumer, we just want to understand what's actually in the bottle. Packaging wise, these are C's at best here. Yes, 1990 did call Buffalo Trace and told them, hey, we're going to do a silk screen and we're going to put a tiny label on top of it. We're going to use the same bottle for all 5 different bottles, and we're not going to put much effort into it, and we're never going to revamp the package. I just don't understand how this is good packaging, and especially for the price. This is a C at best. They could do a lot better than they've done already, and frankly, it's disappointing. Now, when we look at all of these whiskeys, well, they are expensive, and if you're gonna buy like a full lineup of 5 whiskeys all together somewhere online or in a store, you're gonna spend a minimum of $8,500 all the way up to $12,000. And when we're looking at like older vintages or older years of those lineups, you could talk about a $25,000 lineup here. That is absolutely insane. And frankly, it's just not worth the money. And it's pretty easy to say that it's not worth the money or it's worth your time. This is just completely absurd. And I'm not kidding. I mean, the William LaRue Weller, yeah, you could go buy a bottle of Weller and probably it's not gonna be at cask strength, but who cares? It's still gonna be high proof and it's still gonna cost you $100, and it's not gonna cost you 15 times the amount. Again, no one cares that it's actually cask strength. Like, yeah, get over it. And then the Thomas H. Handy. Yes, it's a great rye, but for $800, you're telling me that you're gonna give me a cask strength rye that's 6-year-old? It's not serious. You could go and buy 16 bottles of whiskey at $50 instead of buying that. That's just the reality, which is a complete joke. Come on. Then there's the one that everybody completely freaks out over, and that would be the George T. Stagg. Yes, it's high proof. Woo, I'm so amazed. Again, you can buy the Stagg Junior. The Stagg Junior is gonna be a minimum of 8 years. It's gonna be cask strength. Like, that's the reality. But the George T. Stagg, it's cask strength, but it's 15-year-old. So you have to spend $2,000 or $3,000 to get a bottle. Once again, overrated, overpriced. Just go buy a bottle of Stagg. You'll find one for $100, $150 for the Junior. It's that simple. Then we have the Sazerac 18 years old. Okay, so what? I could buy a bottle of regular Sazerac rye for $30, not $2,000. Do you seriously think that the flavor profile is gonna be that different? Well, what I suggest that you buy a bottle of the actual Sazerac rye and then you go buy yourself a shot of the 18 somewhere and you compare. And I promise you, it's just not worth the time or the money. That's just the reality. And the big one, that would be the Eagle Rare. Have you ever had the basic Eagle Rare? It's not that great. I mean, it's thin, it's mostly corn. It's not that amazing. Okay, it's 17 years old. Who cares? Oh, it's proofed at 101. Again, just not impressive. But my favorite part about the antique collection is that we don't know the mash bill. We don't know the amount of bottles that were actually produced. Like, it's again, another secret. Why is that? Just put the batch number, put the bottle number, so that we can counter the counterfeiting that's out there. Now, I'm gonna make the case for counterfeiting pretty easily. You can go online right now on eBay and you can find empty bottles of any of the antique collection. And then you just need to buy a basic red cap that goes on top, or whatever the color it is that specific whiskey in the antique collection has. You could fill that bottle with whatever overproof crap that's on the shelf and you can sell it on the open market. No one that is going to buy that is going to know the difference, because when you're drinking overproof 130, you're not tasting anything. Unless you're proofing it down to 100 to get all of the aromas and all of the wood tannins and all the structure of that whiskey, then you're just drinking super expensive overproof whiskey. Now, that is just the reality. All right. IAMOBG for tastingskills.com. Please remember, my friend, stay sober and stay away from the antique collection. Peace.